Morning. Today's Tanya teaches us something which is very, very important, and that is that, as we've been saying, the human being is a composite, mainly of two souls. There's a divine soul and an animal soul. The divine soul obviously takes pleasure in the divine, and the animal soul takes pleasure, like all animals, in physical pleasures. And there is a tension between these two souls. The goal of life is to be able to, through arousing our love for God, inspiring our love for God mainly during the daily prayer, to overpower, if you want to call it, the love for the physical. Now, the ultimate, and this is a very, very simple but deep thing, is that we all have within us Yetzer Hara, the Satan, the angel appointed by God to challenge us, to bring us our best, always tries to say one thing, and that is, you're not good. Because if we can feel depressed, we by nature don't like to be sad. And because we're sad, then we become a sucker for instant gratification, and we do things that are detrimental. I remember seeing this pamphlet once to youngsters called Say Yes to Drugs. And the idea behind it was that there's something bothering you. If you were happy, you wouldn't be chasing drugs. So the many different sexual or other addictions that people have is not because they're happy, it's because they're unhappy. And so in order for us to overcome our Yetzer Hara, it's very important that we understand this principle. And the principle is that you are good. And the definition of good is not some kind of amorphous perfection. There is no person. In fact, those people that present themselves as perfect are actually just afraid of imperfection. A person that's really healthy is able to be vulnerable. It's only when we're afraid of criticism that we present ourselves as perfect in order, and sometimes believe it as well, in order to save ourselves from being hurt. It's like, I like to say that if you see a knight in shining armor, you don't see strength, you see fear, because a person who's not afraid doesn't have to wear armor. But the bottom line is this, that when we are looking at ourselves, we mustn't look at ourselves in the state of, am I good or am I bad? Of course you're good. You're wonderful. The only question is, am I growing? And the idea of growth is that if you're the same person you are today than you were yesterday, you're not growing. There was a chassid that every night when he would go to sleep, he would say, Morgen wird sein gar anders. Tomorrow will be an extraordinarily better and holier day. And this is our goal. And the way to do this is to take the time in davening to really focus on God, because the animal soul has its love for the physical. It's innate to it. So we have to arouse the godly soul love, whether it's through meditating on the amazing kindness of God, His greatness, every single thing He's making as we speak, so many billions and trillions of different things, or if it's just arousing the innate love that we already have in our hearts as a inheritance from our ancestors, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, and remembering how much we're even ready to give our lives for God, so certainly we can overcome little temptations. L'chaim v'lebracha.